You are listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is your favorite hockey show, Breaking the Ice. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Time to talk more about hockey. And doing so with me, because of course I'll never do this alone ever again after that one time, got three guests in the room. On mic 1, the dude who usually sits at mic 3. Got the host of the triple play anymore, but he's got Running on Fumes.
Yes.
So
tonight at midnight.
You already know Running on Fumes at midnight. Got Tanner Price. What's going on?
The blue shirts.
Blue shirts on mic 2. We got Tom Brady's son. It's Devils Fanatics. What's up, Justin?
I'm miserable right now.
Well, we'll get into why that is. And on mic 3, we got AJ Chasan.
We're feeling great, especially after last night's Devils performance.
Woo!
Woo! It's beautiful.
So, boys, we finally have an episode with games in the rear view.
We do.
So I feel like there's no better way to kick this thing off than the good old times of looking back at the first week of the NHL season. So, by the way, without further ado, completely non hockey related, but the Eagles just signed Julio Jones. Anyway, so move on. Let's start with the Western, the good old Western Conference in the Pacific Division. Boys, guess which team is leading the Pacific?
The Vegas Golden Knights.
He's right. The Stanley Cup champions are 3-0 to start the season, and you know what? They get my team of the week. Of course, they took down Seattle, which is a pretty good win, but they took down San Jose and Anaheim as well. Not two good teams, but still 3-0, winning each game 4-1. They're a force to be reckoned with, guys. They are a force to be reckoned with, and this team cannot be slept on. This Vegas team is legit, obviously, is by winning the Stanley Cup last year, and they'll go right back into being legit. But a sleeper in this division, the Vancouver Canucks, starting the season 2-0 with 2 wins against the Edmonton Oilers, including an 8-1 victory. How are we feeling? Are the Nucks back?
No.
They're not? Why not?
Because I'm just not buying into this hype. They are an absolutely garbage franchise. They're going to find a way to mess this up. I guarantee you by game 20, they're below 500.
By game 20. How about the rest of you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really. It's the first couple games of the season. I give about at 20 games in before I gauge how a team's season is going to go.
True.
I've seen the worst starts. I've seen bad teams get good starts and good teams get bad starts. It happens all the time. Teams win games, but I'm not trusting. I don't trust really anything until
He not trusting nothing right now. So Calgary actually has the third place in this division because overtime losses. You already know how it is. They feasted on overtime loss points last year, bro. Oh my God.
Points are points, though. It's the system.
They
so
feasted on it last year. And so what that
Can't
tells
knock
me,
them
though,
for it.
when a team has a lot of OTLs, right, what that shows to me is your 5-on-5 strength is good and your 3-on-3 strength is bad. That's how I look at it, is you have a bad 3-on-3 lineup.
yeah, but 3-on-3 is not real hockey.
Of
so
course
it
it's
doesn't
not real
matter.
hockey. And they still not good at it. So they're there. Anaheim is in 4th right now, and then no other team in that division has a win. 0-2 are San Jose, Los Angeles, and Edmonton, while the Kings are 0-3.
I have a question.
Now, Seattle's 0-3, my mistake.
I have a question for everybody. What do we think of those Ducks 30th anniversary jerseys?
Horrible.
Awful.
Let me go look at a picture. I didn't see.
It's just, I don't know. I don't like it.
There's something about it. Like, I think it's the outline of it that says Anaheim Ducks. I think if they just went with the duck face, it would be a really
They're
good
purple and blue.
It would be a really good jersey, but just that outline that says Anaheim Ducks on it,
They stink.
it feels just too over the top with that.
Yep.
Because I like the blue, the teal and purple color scheme. I've always liked that more. I think they should just wear that, like the old jerseys they have. I saw a post on something that said every team in every sport just go back to the jersey they wore from 1988 to 1998, which
Yes,
I agree with because
those jerseys were great. Absolutely phenomenal jersey selection. The 90s had better style when it came to sports jerseys. That's a
Yeah.
fact. These teams
Yeah.
changed and it just ruined it so much.
I like the Ducks the old with the blue and the purple is just so. It's just an amazing combo and it's such iconic too. I think they should just go back to that, but I don't know if this is the way to do it just because of that logo on the jersey. I don't really like when the team in hockey, when the team's full name is on the jersey. Yeah, my team has just the team name, but it doesn't say New York Rangers on it.
But that's iconic though as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. I just there's something about it. I think the logo is just too big for me. It just looks weird.
The logo is too big for Tanner
It's too
Price.
crowded. It's too crowded.
It's too big.
It's too crowded. Because also with the jersey ad on it, it just looks like there's so much on this jersey. But I hope that they just keep with that color scheme. But
You hope they keep with that color scheme. Well, in this division right now, how do we think that? What do you guys think that the 3 division winners from this squad are going to be in the Pacific here? Vegas looks good.
Vegas, LA will get there, and I mean, even though Edmonton's 0-2 right now, like, come on, they're
Yeah.
gonna be up there. Seattle will be up there as well, so I think it's gonna be. Sorry,
yeah.
go ahead,
I think
Tanner.
it's gonna be Vegas, Edmonton,
Who's
I-
the odd
'cause-
man out?
Vegas, Edmonton, and then Seattle, and then I think the Kings have a shot at a wild card for this. But yeah, I think that's the teams that we're gonna see at the end of the season.
Okay. And AJ.
Really simple for me. Vegas, Edmonton, LA. The 3 best teams the 3 best teams in the Pacific. Judging a team based off of 2 games on week 1 is 2 or 3 games kind of questionable to say the least. These are teams that still need to find their footing, still need to find line combinations, who works with who. Still got to figure out what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. Eventually, what are they going to need to go grab at a deadline type scenario? These first 2 months are more about finding an identity as a club and finding out who you are.
Factual.
So, I'm not someone that's going to really look into
True.
look into these games too heavy. I kind of just right now, just kind of sticking with the preseason predictions, sticking with who I think has the best rosters right now, and to me, that's very clearly Vegas, Edmonton, and then the Kings, and then there's a tier down, and then you get into that Seattle, Calgary, Vancouver range. That's it.
Oh, man. Well, Vancouver's 2-0 so far against Edmonton, but let's see how well it holds up here. And we're going to move on now. Moving over to the Central Division of things. Everybody right here. The good old Colorado Avalanche are at the top. 2-0, as always. Because that's the cup champs from a couple years back. In second place, the Chicago Blackhawks are there, guys. Instant impact so far. They've been able to steal 2 wins out here. One of them against the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Pittsburgh Penguins. AJ, the season debut of the Penguins. What did you not like from that game? What were your takeaways from game 1 of the season?
I thought that the Blackhawks, they were just a faster team that night. They were a more hungry team that night. They wanted really to show out that top line with Bedard. Honestly, Connor Bedard, that game, he probably could have had like 5-6 points if the pucks bounced his way. He was all around the blue point. He was all around the blue paint. He was a walking with it. He was a one-man breakout, to be honest. Just being able to create space for himself, his other teammates and everything, being able to create chances. I mean, the Blackhawks not going to be anything special this year. They're probably going to be about a 60, 65 point team, but Bedard could totally see him being point per game this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's started the way that we thought he was going to start. As you said, he was going around, and that's kind of huge because this is probably
that's all good. We'll
if
take it away.
he isn't good, if he isn't as advertised, the Blackhawks are going to be set back so many years. They're not
For sure.
They're going to, and if he is what he is, they could be a competitive team making a run at the playoffs in the next 2 to 3 years, just with pieces. If he's this,
I mean, if he's this 115, 120 point top line center that eventually we think we can get, he's a one man first line.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So
it
really doesn't matter what you build around him. You're going to be a competitive team.
It's going to be like a plug and play on the first line. It could be we'll put whoever we want here.
And from what I'm seeing, he looks as advertised.
He was
good.
Yeah, he looks like a good player so far. I'm just excited to see what happens this season and for his career, because
Yeah.
if you see in your league that there's a 18-year-old kid and he is playing at an astounding level, it's going to be one of the most exciting things to watch, and he's only just going to get better from there, and he's already putting up.
And after the generation of hockey that we just had with my guys like Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Alex Ovechkin, guys like Anze Kopitar, missing so many guys. The NHL needed this new wave of young talent to come into the league to sustain its growth, right?
Yes.
And a takeaway from watching that game, other than the fact that the Penguins were getting destroyed, was the fact that, one, on that Bedard's debut, it's pretty cool. Two, the league has a ton of young stars right now.
On the way, man, on the way.
Not only on the way, but in the league right now. And it's great. It's great for the sport, and honestly, it makes you just feel good as a hockey fan.
Talking about the Central, I wanted to bring up another guy, Logan Cooley. In his first 2 games, he has 3 assists, and I got to see him when he played the Devils this past Friday night, and Arizona's winning the shootout. And Logan Cooley looked absolutely amazing. The passes he was making out here, I don't know if you guys saw the game-tying goal that Arizona got with like a few minutes left in the third period. So if you guys want, you can search it up if you want to. But he literally did like some pass.
The one to Schmaltz, right?
To Schmaltz, yeah. He did some like blind pass, and it was just the most beautiful pass I think I've ever seen. It was absolutely a beauty play, and that's like a type of play like a 3-year or 4-year pro type.
It will take Nathan McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon in year 4,
literally. And that kid Logan Cooley, I know what Connor Bedard's got some competition.
Yeah, he does.
Logan Cooley's gonna be right up there with him. And honestly, Arizona, they lost to the Rags yesterday by 1.
Hey yo.
They fell short, but you know what?
The Rags.
I like how Arizona's look so far. They look somewhat promising. They look like they're going to be competitive, which I like to see. Which I like to see out of Arizona. It gives them some direction going forward.
Like I'm looking at these guys in their top 9 right now, and I mean you got guys like Clayton Keller, Barrett Hayton, Nick Schmaltz, Logan Cooley, Nick Bukestad, Lawson Krause.
Nick Bukestad, yo.
Like they got guys there.
They got a squad.
Mm-hmm. Like this team is not bad,
and their goaltending is not too bad either. They both their goalies had good performances in both games.
Yeah,
so.
a lot of the teams that kind of the last couple of years have been mid, as to say it, or just straight up bad. They're building, and you could see kind of as some teams are going to be, some teams that were used to being always at the top are kind of slipping to the bottom. I'm sorry to say it, the Penguins are going to be in that bottom 2 to 3 years
for sure.
Yeah.
Probably Washington as well. The Flyers have been there for a bit.
Sorry to interrupt. I know we're not on the Metropolitan yet, but did you guys see that stat yesterday about Washington and their attendance?
No.
So yesterday, you
yes.
saw that, right? Okay, so yesterday marked the first day the Washington Capitals haven't sold out a game in about 14 years, since all the way going back to 2009. I believe it was like 850 games, something around that number. And yesterday was the first time the Capitals did not sell out a game. That's how you know they are officially mid.
They are officially mid. They are officially mid here. Well, boys, we got breaking news here.
Oof.
Breaking the Court was playing tonight. The lifeguards are not showing up, so we're getting a free W. Free W for us, right, guys?
We're sitting in Parkway traffic after this. Whoa!
This is the second week in a row. The team just hasn't showed up.
They're scared of us. They're scared of us.
At least they notified us ahead of time, so we didn't actually have to show up. And then, where's the other team? Not here. So we'll take the win. They're scared of us. It's okay. We don't blame them.
Listen,
playoffs next week. Let's go.
Straight up.
I would not start dissing lifeguards. If you find yourself drowning, they're not going to say
Justin's drowning at the wreck. Justin's drowning at the wreck. Yo, I heard what you said on Breaking the Ice, though.
All right, Justin, you're not swimming in those pools anymore.
I wasn't.
If you weren't before, you ain't swimming.
You
in those
weren't
pools.
before. Now starting now. Anyway.
You see, like the person, like one of the lifeguards with like a Breaking the Ice hat on, and they just look at you.
We gotta get merch, boys.
We do.
We do need to get merch.
Anyways, so back to the hockey moment of things right here. In this division, we got Colorado and Chicago at the first stop. Chicago's already played 4 games, most in the league by far. And then St. Louis is in third place right now, 1-1. And then out the loop, just outside, Dallas has only played one game, which they have a W in. Winnipeg, Minnesota, and Arizona all 1-1, and Nashville is 1-2. So, yes, as mentioned before, the Rangers lost to the Pike Boys. Tanner, your game evaluation.
Game evaluation from last night. I mean, it looked like a pretty, the Rangers, they do this thing where they play down to competition. They play down so much to competition. And then they eventually win, and you don't feel good afterwards. You don't.
What is AJ dying at over here? This dude's laughing at something. And
No, keep going.
No, we got to know now. The air doesn't have to know, but can we know?
I love listening to Tanner talk badly about the Rangers.
Oh.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, because the only way you're gonna hear me say that everything's happy joys if they're holding a Stanley Cup.
Okay.
That's the only way, because there's
93,
always
baby.
something. There's always something.
He'll come in here after a 3-0 week, and Connor will give the Rangers his team of the week, and Tanner will be like, the power play.
Power play.
The second unit's killing me.
Lafreniere looked terrible in those games.
Dude, it's always something.
Yeah, because I can never just be satisfied with the
Stop
team.
it. Get some help.
Is that your message to the Rangers right there?
Yeah, there's always something. But it's
We'll take it.
home opener. I'll take the win. The win. A win's a win. A win's a win. I'm not complaining about winning, but also I'm sure we'll go into it later. But
Yeah.
losing to the Columbus Blue Jackets.
We'll get to it right now. Back to the Central, though.
They stink.
Which three teams? Right now, it's Colorado, Chicago, St. Louis holding divisional spots. But which three teams will we see at the end of the season?
Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota.
Correct.
Yep. I
Western Conference, Toronto back in the first round. You can't deny that. Come on,
I think the only team, maybe St. Louis and Nashville have a shot at like a wild card spot. But I think it's Colorado, Dallas, and it's Minnesota. The only three teams that I think in that division. I think only two, which is Colorado and Dallas, I think have a legitimate shot at doing anything this season.
Yeah.
I do have Dallas.
Western Conference Leafs. Not
the Western Conference.
Western Conference Leafs.
Western Conference is very top heavy this season. There's either you're a Stanley Cup contender or you're gonna make the playoffs, but as a pity wild card spot.
Pity wild card score.
Yeah, St. Louis is just that fast team that can. But
Yeah.
they got a ton of talented forwards. They can sneak in there. Winnipeg's a team to where they're just going to be that 90, 94-point team that's going to hover around there. They're going to be that annoying team to play late in the year. Maybe won't get in.
And speaking of Colorado, Devin Taves, 7-year, $50 million extension.
What a steal of an extension.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really only I can maybe like off the top of my head think of maybe 15 guys that I would consider true number one defensemen in this league. Devin Taves is one of them.
Yes.
Right?
He is.
And they got him for less than $8 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
$7.25 million a season. So
that's
a
nuts.
7-year, like $53.25 million.
Especially with the cap going up next year. Like,
But remember, he started with my team, which is the Islanders.
Oh, God.
boys, we love having a Panthers fan, a Rangers fan, a Devils fan, a Penguins fan, and all of us
we had an
being
Islanders fan,
and
bro.
all of us being able to solely unite as one, and being able to trash on the Islanders.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's a
beautiful.
break in the ice. It's part of the break in the ice culture.
We need an Islanders
We need
fan.
to just find some
We need-
find some Islanders fan to be like, yeah, we have a hockey show, and it's just
You
the
come
whole
on, bro.
episode.
You
Yeah,
So
our
it's
resident
like- it's
Islanders fan that we come on, it's just so they could like sort of defend themselves, and we're just piling on.
Matthew Barzal did the same amount of points as Blake Wheeler last year. What? Yeah.
Yeah, Blake Wheeler, the Rangers' third line winger.
Yeah. By the way, I actually looked it up because it was that either last week or 2 weeks ago we were talking about how mid Matt Barzal has been.
Yeah.
He is rated in Hockey Ultimate Team the same as Blake Wheeler.
Oh.
Both in 82.
Both in 82.
He's on my team because he's 92 speed. So
Speed kills, man.
Speed does kill.
But yeah, what an extension for the Colorado Avalanche. Their D-core with that D1 pairing is elite stuff. You know what I'm saying?
It's nuts, is what it is.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
And now they're both locked up for the foreseeable future. So this team's going to be around for a minute to compete and expect them to win the division yet again. But don't look around in Dallas. Jason Robertson's still him.
Jason
Rupe Hintz
Roberts.
still hit.
Dallas is my pick to win the cup.
Yeah.
But Dallas didn't start playing with the didn't play too many little games at the start of the year. My fantasy team. Jason Roberts has got to pick it up.
I have Dallas. I have Dallas in
Played one
the
game,
cup.
it'll be fine.
In the cup as well. I think this is. We've seen it with them so often. They've been a team for countless amount of years where they're at the cusp.
I have
And
an all Canada Cup.
They made it in 2020 in the
bubble.
In the bubble, they made it then. What was that series? 6 games.
Yeah.
Six games. I mean, I was
Good
like,
old Corey Perry on that squad.
I knew
Lord.
Tampa. I knew that was Tampa. It was probably going to win that series that year, but I still think that this is their year because back then it was Sagan and Ben, but now you have Rupa Hintz, you have Jason Robertson who are also taking that, and you also have Jake
Pavelski
Ottinger
there?
and Pavelski, and you also have Jake Ottinger
Miro Heiskanen.
and Miro Heiskanen. And they have so many guys that are just quality players, and I think this is their year to all piece together and make a cup run.
The Dallas Stars have like the perfect combination of like young talent and like veterans. Like it's
They
like
do.
it's literally like actually perfect.
Yeah, you
That's
got
why
to.
I love
They do.
I love them as a pick to win the cup this year.
Mhm.
I just want to say we brought up Corey Perry. Fun fact: he's leading the Chicago Blackhawks in points right now.
I know, and he's playing on like their. It's crazy.
And they played
Well,
4 games.
Yeah, and you know what's and the thing about Dallas too, which is so impressive, is they, to me, had the steal of the offseason, and somehow getting Matt Duchene over there for $4 million.
Yeah,
It's a good pickup.
yeah.
to play with to be on
Another-
their to be their second line center.
Another great veteran.
Yeah,
He could give you like 50, 60 points, something like
Yeah,
yeah.
that.
Him playing with
he's
Marchment
been-
and Sagan will probably get anywhere from probably 65, 70, and
might.
yeah, and he's gonna be $4 million.
Yeah, he
Radko
played-
Gudas got $4 million this offseason.
Like
Yeah,
it just
Duchene-
tells you how well they are ran as an organization.
Yeah, 2 years ago, Duchene put up 86 points.
I had him in fantasy
So-
that year. Hell, he was
So
good.
and he wasn't even like he was on Nashville. That team wasn't that wasn't too good, but they made the playoffs. They got smoked, but if you have that guy in there, you have just a guy like that always helps. So I think we're all in agreeing that the
Yeah.
Dallas Stars could make a run.
If we're getting nitpicky, like their bottom 3 on their decor, it's not very impressive. Like what's that? Asa Nate, what's that? Lindell, Thomas Harley, and Yanni Hakapana. Like it's not very nice.
Yanni Hakanpää.
Yeah, whatever. Like it's
Great
not.
name.
Yeah, it's. Let's just say there's something there to be desired, but not every team is going to be complete. That's like on night 1 of the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
But the contenders complete their rosters at the deadline. That's what the deadline's for. So, I'm not here to be nitpicky. This team still grows.
Yeah,
This team's gross.
Team still grows, baby.
It's gross.
It's honest. That's a fact. Like, this Western Conference this year, top heavy, as you guys said.
Exactly.
So who are some dark horses?
In the Western Conference?
Darkest of all horses, bro. Like, we're talking like dark.
I mean, technically the Chicago Blackhawks says Corey Perry has to go to the Cup
That's
final
true.
and
Corey
lose.
Perry has to go to the Cup final and lose. So that
Um,
automatically makes the Blackhawks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, give me a dark horse and give me a hot take on the Western on a Western Conference team, whether it's a positive, whether it's a negative. Give me a dark horse. Give me a hot take. I'll start. So what's that? I'm drinking the Kool-Aid again this year. I got Calgary in the playoffs. I'm doing it again. I got Calgary in a wild card spot. It's gonna happen.
I do have to.
It is
agree
going
with
to
you,
happen.
Agree with you some sort because I just don't think there's a way that all of those players on the team put up such a terrible season. Like
Exactly.
They did last year. Like it just doesn't seem possible. Or it.
And
could
they
just
also
be-
had the worst coaching job in
or
the National Hockey
it
League
could
last year
just
with
be
Daryl
that-
Sutter.
it could
He was
just be-
awful.
Yeah, or it could just be that is the type of players that they are now.
Mm-hmm.
But like Jonathan Huberdeau going.
Yeah.
from,
We'll
going
see.
From,
But
going
I'm
from-
drinking the Kool-Aid again.
Going from a great player to being atrocious in Calgary.
And also,
Yeah.
Seattle under 90 points this year. Fact.
Wow.
No,
Under
No.
90 points.
it's not happening.
No.
Yeah, really rough start. It's not happening.
I just don't see what that. Here's my thing with Seattle, right? I think they're a nice team, right? To me, they're what that they. If Matty Beniers doesn't take the step with that in being a legit number 1 point per game center this year, I don't see it with this group. Reason being is because they don't really have another forward that you're gonna sit up there and be like, this guy's a quality, with a number 1 liner.
I'd say Jared McCann is.
Here's my thing with Jared McCann, right? Jared McCann last year, that season, that 40-goal season, was an anomaly in his career, right?
You think so?
Yes, because with that, he's used a 20-goal scorer, 20-goal scorer, 20-goal scorer, 40.
Yeah, but then he gets the opportunity to really shine.
Yeah,
and,
is he
and
gonna
he
put
takes
up
advantage of it. I think he could do it again.
If he puts up 40 again, maybe. If not, you're asking a lot of guys to carry a load where they really haven't in their career.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I just don't think that with how top heavy a lot of these teams are in the West, it's gonna have to take a coaching masterclass again from Dave Hackstall for this team to be a 90-point contender.
As you guys have been listening to Breaking the Ice here on 90.3 WMSC
I know
Upper Montclair. It's the top of the hour here.
I know it sounds crazy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because of the success they had last year and with that in the previous.
Yes.
But I just don't with that. But I don't see the move or the young guy stepping up this year, other than Beniers, and that's not even a given for this team to take that jump,
Mm-hmm.
especially with how loaded the West is at the top of the conference. So that's why I have that. That's why it's my hot take.
Mm-hmm. I really haven't thought about a hot take, but if there is one, I know I just bashed on Vancouver, but who knows? Maybe they totally prove me wrong.
Hey, welcome to the club. Bashing on Vancouver.
That'd be it. Maybe they have some talent there that could really help turn things around, but I just don't think they're gonna do it.
That bottom six is awful.
They're a garbage franchise at the end of the day, and that will never change.
That bottom six, and other than their top pair, is putrid in Vancouver.
Yeah,
It's not very good.
I don't see it happening, but
Their new defenseman, Mark Friedman, might help out their third pair, but
I don't know. But
I
definitely
think-
not the Sharks.
I think
Yeah.
mine could be. I think
dark horse and
So-
hot take.
hot take.
It could be both.
Hot take. I
It
think.
could be both.
I think there might be a way I could. I'm not sure. It could happen. I'm gonna be regretting this. I know I am. I could see Colorado being at a wild card at best. I just
I'm
don't.
gonna need you to explain this one.
It's just. It's
I'm
just,
gonna need you to explain this one.
I think with no Landeskog, the team is just not together, and I just don't really see. They're not a team. I didn't really even see anyone pick them to win anything this year. So I know that they probably will be ending up second or third in the division at the end of the year, but I'm not saying that there isn't a world that I see where Colorado is a wild card team.
Well, everybody, that is something. Isn't that something?
Yeah, that's an interesting take. For me, I actually think Colorado had one of the best off seasons in the league. I think their top six is finally got some youth, some speed in it. It definitely got some upgrades. I sleeping on this team.
They got Miles Wood and Tomas Tatar.
Yeah, I actually think
Let's go on now.
I actually think Miles Wood and Bednar's system's actually not going to be terrible.
Yeah, it probably won't be.
So
I don't
that
think he's
right
going to be
there
bad.
was
because-
the first 30 minutes of breaking.
It's because
Ice.
they have Alexander Georgiev as goalie.
That's a fact.
And
So
I want no. Yeah, he was.
I mean,
good
it's not
last
like Georgiev lit up the stat sheet last year.
Yeah.
But McKinnon was out like a quarter of the year, and they
Yeah.
still were a 100-point team.
Yep.
we shall be taking our first break here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. But don't go anywhere. Breaking the Ice will be back after some quick CBBs, PSAs, and Shomos. So stay tuned. And we are back here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair for hour number 2 of Breaking the Ice. Tanner Price, Justin Brady, AJ Chasan back with me, of course. And we are still talking about everyone's favorite league on the show.
Can I say something before?
Say something, bro. Say it. Say it.
Bing bong.
Say it with your chest.
Team
Say-
double tap. What
happened?
How did you lose to the blue shirts?
Yeah, in our fantasy league, Nem wiped me week 1, not gonna lie.
I
so
didn't.
like,
I didn't edit my lineup the last
Yeah.
3 days of the
Yeah,
week.
me
wow. I'm beating,
I just
I'm
did
beating your
it-
boy
I just
Ryan
did it
Miller
here.
though right now.
I'm just doing
beating
it like
Ryan
once
Miller.
a
I
week.
might as
and
well
then-
do it now.
I'm
I
beating
can't-
Ryan Miller.
You know what's
week
gonna be? You know what's gonna be a little bit tough?
2. What is?
The 16 game when there's 16 games on the same day. Sit in the fantasy lineup for that.
Yeah.
When is that?
24th.
Oh,
is
can't
it? Is it? Is that? next week.
On the show next week.
Next
simple.
week.
So now we're moving on into the world of the Eastern Conference. We're going to talk about the Metropolitan Division, everybody. In first place in the division, the Pittsburgh Penguins.
One of the few times you'll be saying that all season.
In second place in the division, the New York Rangers.
Probably going to be saying that because they're not going to make it past second place.
In third place in the division, the Carolina Hurricanes. In fourth place, the New Jersey Devils. So Pittsburgh, New York, Carolina, 2-1 to start the year, all three. Devils 1-2 at the moment. Islanders 1-0. Flyers 1-1 with the Washington Capitals, and Columbus is 1-2. So AJ, we touched on the first game with the Chicago Blackhawks, of course, the one loss the Penguins had. However, since then, stomped on Washington, stomped on Calgary. Thoughts through those two games?
Everything just looks a lot cleaner this year than it did last year. You look at the problems from last year. The bottom six, it was slow and it wasn't productive, right? You add it with that. Now you slot guys like Drew O'Connor back down there. Lars Eller can pay with that. He can kill penalties and with that he could shut down guys on the third line with that down the middle. Jansen Harkins is a player.
He's a player.
Yeah, that guy's fast. He's disruptive. He's annoying. He's a pest, and you're just he could really shoot the puck. We're just waiting for the goals to go to find the back of the net, but he can create nice chances. Then you got the shutdown line I call with Nieto, Achari, and everyone's favorite.
Noel Achari, baby, Cookie.
He is a good fourth line
I could have
center.
told you that 7 years ago in my Bruins NHL 17 franchise. Just gotta say that.
Yeah, but he's a good fourth line center. He's a good player.
Man.
I think I put up 100 points with him in a season in that game.
You put up 100 points with Noel Achari?
Yeah, that was the Canadiens franchise that I had. I put up I remember there was some guy who was like 5'6", and I played a game and he like decked Chara. It was the greatest moment of my gaming career.
Yeah,
So.
Everything looks a lot cleaner. It looks a lot smoother. Even got in the top, so that even in the top six, finally found a forward that could play with Malkin and Riley Smith. That duo was nice. With one of the reasons why Malkin is up there in terms of points in the league right now. And then D pair. Need I say more? Chris Letang with that Ryan Graves has been great.
No, that must be nice. That must be nice.
He's been great through the first three games.
That must be nice.
I was helping out Letang with letting him jump up in the play and make things happen.
No, just wait until the last 20 games of the regular season, and then we'll get your real opinion on Ryan Graves.
I mean, I can only judge off 3 games right now. I can't really jump to conclusions with that. I don't really have the greatest of expectations. Game 25 in regular season, we'll see what this Penguins team actually is. But listen, these first 3 games, they're nice to watch. You would have loved to obviously win the Blackhawks game and be 3-0 right now, but hey, coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
They win tomorrow versus Detroit. Get the win there, you're fine. And yeah, and the guy I didn't even mention yet, my man Erik Karlsson.
Woo!
Here's my thing, right? After 15 years of Malkin, Crosby, and Letang playing on the same power play, right? Whenever in sports you have 15 years of film on something, you're going to be able to figure it out, no?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be able to figure out what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, what areas of the ice you need to shut down, what areas that you can give them, right? And I think it really caught up to them last year. They were bottom 10 in the power play for a reason. They were not a good unit at all. So now you bring in a completely different honestly a guy who in San Jose was a one-man power play himself in Erik Karlsson last year. It's a different look. It's gonna take time. The power play's been a bit messy the first 3 games, but he just sees the ice at such a different level back there, to where there was a play in Washington to where Karlsson was driving up and just by himself, and he saw the opening and just was like, you know what? I'm just not even gonna wait to dump it down the Malkin and set up. Right? I'm just gonna crash the net and get a shot myself, and almost went in. Like it's just different the way he processes the game, processes information, and it's gonna take time. But it's been nice seeing these first 3 games, and looking forward to hopefully this continuing, but I'm not going to get my expectations up.
Well, there you go right there. First place in the division right now, so enjoy it while it's there.
Not going to be there for long.
Not going to be there for long, according to AJ himself. But in second place, the Rangers. Bing Bong of the week goes to New York.
Bing bong.
Throwing to the Rangers. Tanner, game 1 was against the Buffalo Sabres. 5-1 victory.
Yes.
How'd you feel about that one?
That was good. It's always when you get the first game of the season, a 5-1 win is what you want. And I know I'm going to go into it, and I'm going to go into my Rangers doom speak as I always do.
Let's go!
But looking at the stats for this season, we're 3 games in. But this is just an early look. And the top 4 in points is who is supposed to be there, and it's a little bit. It's not concerning but those are the guys you want there. But there is no one else really after. So Kreider has 5 points. Panarin has Panarin, Zibanejad, and Fox all have 4. Trocheck has 2 points. Eric Gustafsson has 2 points. After that, you got guys with 1, and you got guys with 0. And I think it's really because this is what they have done for. They've gone with the same strategy the past 2 years. It worked one year, not really the next year, which is the top 6 score all of your goals. The bottom 6 are kind of just there to play. And then the defense, whatever. Fox is one of the best players in hockey. And then after that, and then you rely on Igor to make saves. And I really don't want that team to do that. I don't really want this team to do that again, because if they do that, then then their season is going to end the same way it has these last 2 times. So I like what I'm seeing. I love what I'm seeing so far. Losing to Columbus was a little rough. Not what you want to be doing. You get two goals disallowed in the first period. Your team's not really going to be able to respond to, or not. Your team is not really going to be able to get back and kind of get back into their groove after they had 2 of their goals disallowed. They were celebrating and everything. It's hard to do when you get a goal disallowed. It's hard to get back into the game. Don't like that. I like what I'm seeing so far. Good to start 2-1. But I want the guys that I have said need to produce. They need to start producing. Lafreniere did get the first goal of the season. That was exciting. He hasn't gotten a point since. So
he needs more, guys. He needs more.
I want him to. The guys.
You want more?
Yeah, I want more. I want more. I want him to be in that top point range with Kreider and Zibanejad and Panarin. Kreider's looked great. He looks like how he was 2 years ago. Deflection, his entire career, he's got it. He's got it. Come on, what's the word, bro? What's the word? You got this. He is going to get his points. He's going to get his points through tip-ins and deflections, and that's just what he does. That's what his role is on the power play, and it works. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. But if you're listening, Alexi Lafreniere and Capo Caco, please give me something here.
Please give me something.
Give me something here.
Well, you're second in the division,
Yeah.
and then Carolina's right behind there. So moving down to the New Jersey Devils, right? So game 1, beat the Red Wings. Nice game.
It was an okay game.
Then game 2, Pike boys win in a shootout. And then we were at game 3 yesterday. And what a fun time that was. Isn't that right, AJ? Wasn't yesterday such a great day?
It was a glorious day.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Let's just clap it up. The Devils played the Florida Panthers at the Prudential Center. And, of course, we had to make a break in the ice outing. Out of it, shout out Rico. Shout out Frank the Tank. So much going on that day. But most importantly, shout out Sam Reinhart for scoring 2 tip-in goals. Shout out Nico Mikula for scoring a goal
Shout out Vitek Vanacek for being awful.
I checked that
in the first 2 periods.
I checked that that score of that game yesterday, and everyone's lucky that the Rangers game was 1-1 at the time. So about Sunday, I did not just see that Nico Mikula put home a goal in this game because I watched that guy last year. I think a piece of wood had a better chance of scoring.
So Justin, how you feel about your New Jersey Devils right now?
First 2 periods, they were dead miserable, bro. They were just like,
State of the Union, State of the Devils. Justin, give it to me.
I'm not feeling good at all right now. Look, I'm not worried. Look, can I like make my debate? Like, what the hell? I was very polite during your Penguins talk. All right, now it's time for me to talk. The Devils stink right now.
yeah, wait your turn, bro.
Yeah, wait your turn, AJ. All right.
Devils stink right now.
Nah, they're not playing good hockey at all. They just don't look like a hockey team. They look like sorry.
No!
They look like the Rangers of last year, with a bunch of superstars together that cannot play together, and the only good thing they're doing right now is their power play, which is 33% right now, which is great. I love that their power play is playing at a high level right now, but then also they're taking 5 penalties a game through 3 games right now. 15 penalties in 3 games, that's absolutely horrible, and it's costed them multiple times now. Yes, the refs haven't been good, but whatever. The refs are never good in the NHL. That's not an excuse. But literally outside of like Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt, Dougie Hamilton, Eric Holla, everybody else really needs to step up on this team, especially Nico Hischier and Timo Meier. They have just been dead weight dragging this team down. If anything,
he's too busy at his dinner.
yeah.
Yeah, Daniel was with dinner. Daniel cursed the team, bro.
They were on our top line to begin the season, and they still have not had a point in 3 games, and they just have not seen much out of them. Timo Meier actually got benched in the 3rd period last night because he committed 2 horrible tripping penalties in that 2nd period, which is just inexcusable. People want to point goaltending, but like, I don't. When you take 5 penalties a game, that means you're on the penalty kill for like almost a third of the game.
Like, a sixth of the game, yeah. That's 10 minutes.
Sixth of the game.
That's fully
that's
a
a
sixth of
lot.
the game, yeah.
That's a lot. The game against Arizona, they took like 8 penalties that game. And I'm like, what are they doing? If you're on the penalty kill so often, how do you expect to produce offense or anything like that? So
What you got, Tanner?
Go for
How
it,
has
Tanner.
Toffoli looked so far?
I've liked Toffoli. He looked so he was on through these first 3 games. He's been with Jack and Jesper Bratt. He's looked good so far. I like what I've seen from Toffoli. He's gonna get a goal soon, real here.
I just gotta make sure. Because I was told in the offseason that he's the missing piece to this
I mean, if
team.
Tyler Toffoli would have scored
I was
last
like,
night,
I was like,
$200.
it's Tyler
Oh, well.
Toffoli here. It's not, it's not McDavid. It's not anyone.
Toffoli's looked nice.
But,
But
I just gotta make sure.
it's
Yeah.
And also the biggest problem with this team right now is their first periods. They're getting outscored 3-0 in the first period through 3 games so far. No goals yet in the first period. Someone has to tell this team that the game doesn't start when the second period begins. 60 minutes of full hockey, not 40 minutes or like last night 20 minutes.
It was
actually like 17 minutes.
like
You're right.
17 minutes.
You're right, Connor.
Are we getting some Fire Lindy chants soon at the
He got a
Rock?
contract extension, right?
So
he just got
yeah,
a
he
contract
just got a
extension.
contract extension. He got cheered a lot during the opening night, rightfully so. And then the team was doing suicides today during practice, actually, which is well deserved. The team has not been playing good, not at a high level like they are expected to. Devils Islanders this upcoming Friday night. Me and Daniel will be there at UBS Arena. If the Devils don't win, I am gonna be so not happy.
So not happy.
I'm just, especially
not
at
happy.
UBS Arena in front of all those Islander fans. I can't do it. I don't like Islander fans. If they lose to the Islanders, I'm gonna lose it.
I would too. It's just
Listen, the Islanders are 1-0. They're undefeated.
Good for them. I don't care. I don't care if Brock Nelson gets 30 goals a season. That's all they have. And Sorokin, great.
Ooh, here comes Matt Barzal skating up. Oh, he
he turned it over.
All right, I can't do
Oh,
I can't do an Islanders right now. I can't do it. I can't do it.
He can't do it right now.
The Devils are the real problem right now, and they need to step it up.
Yeah, I don't think it's either been a coaching issue. I don't think it's been a coaching issue, a management issue. It's just been a stars haven't been issue. Just
Not except for Jack and Jesper Bratt.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it just had like like you said perfectly, Nico Heischer hasn't stepped up. Timo Meyer hasn't stepped up. Toffoli's looked okay, but I mean,
And
you'd like him to be you like him to be more in the stat sheet.
Mercer
also-
has no points either.
Mercer,
And also, it's what happened last year in that first round playoff series is that Meyer, none of the big guys besides number 86 really stepped up, and yet worked against the Rangers because the Rangers stepped on their own foot so many times because that's just what they tend to do. But we saw how it worked versus Carolina, and if these guys aren't producing, that's what's going to happen, and it's going to happen over, maybe not the whole regular season. I'm sure they're going to get points. They're going to put up
yeah.
a
This
good
team's
amount
too
of points.
talented to play like this.
They're too talented to play like this. I think it'll be. I said it. It's the Rangers, the Hurricanes,
Exactly.
the Penguins,
And like I
and
said,
the Devils at the top of the division.
like I said before, the first 2 months of the year, you're just trying to find your identity.
Yeah.
You're trying to find who you are, trying to find line combinations that work, like who works with who and everything. And Devils have found two people. You're not moving off each other. You're not moving Hughes with Brad. Not doing it.
They did.
Did they?
So
Are you kidding
they're
me?
on different lines now today. So
Why?
they put the lines in a blender. No, why? I'll give you the reason why. Yes, they have played well together, but how are you going to benefit as a team when you only have one line playing at a high level? It's not going to work.
Rangers do it.
Yeah, and it doesn't work out that
Yeah,
well
but that's
for
your
them all
only
the time.
line providing
No,
offense. You have
but
to
the thing is, here's the thing. Jesper Bratt and Jack Hughes, those are your speed guys, the guys who enter the puck into the zone. You need a guy like that on that line with a Timo Meyer or Nico Heischer type of guy who guys are like a little bit on the slower side, I would say. So I like that they're separated. The thing is, with Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt, they generated most of their points together on the power play, not as an actual line together. Yes, they generated a lot of offense when they were there. When they were on the line with Toffoli, but I like that they blended the lines together, changed things up. It was needed. Change was needed.
So what's your combos
I
now?
think it's just
So I'll tell you. So unfortunately, Eric Hall did sustain an injury in last night's
that's
game.
gonna
So
hurt.
that it is gonna hurt big time. It's a minor injury. I
Okay,
don't think it's
that's fine
anything
then.
long. He might be out for a game or two, but honestly, by Friday he might be back.
Good.
Who
I
knows?
think
All right.
it's-
Do you want?
Yeah, I think it's just a little too early in the season to be mixing a bunch of lines together. I think it's just too. It's 3 games in.
No, why? Because that line of Timo Meyer, Nico Heischer, Dawson Mercer, Woody just did not help us at all. Like they did nothing. So here are the lines now: Timo Meyer, Jack Hughes, Dawson Mercer. Jack Hughes is gonna help Timo. He's gonna help out Dawson Mercer.
Okay, I don't mind that.
And then we got Tyler Toffoli, Nico Heischer, Jesper Bratt. Jesper Bratt's gonna help out Toffoli and Nico. Then I like this a lot. Michael McLeod on that third line. He's earned this spot. He's a hell of a player right now, and he's with Andre Palat and Alexander Holtz, who I've really liked his play so far. And then the bottom line, Nate Bastian, Lazar, and Chris Tierney, which I mean, it's a solid fourth line. It's whatever. Obviously, you're missing Hala, so once he's back, that things will change a little bit. And the defense is still the same. I don't like Luke
Wait,
Hughes
where'd you
and
say Andre Palat is?
third line.
Okay.
I don't like Luke Hughes and Brendan Smith together as your bottom pair right now because Brendan Smith stinks.
Yeah, he's not.
He's good physically wise, but also Luke Hughes, I don't know.
Third round draft pick.
I liked how he's looked.
Fantasy draft.
Honestly, all right, surprising enough, I think he's actually been strong on the puck, has made some pretty strong defensive plays here early on, but I have not seen the offense from him yet. This season so far, he's been very hesitant to shoot the puck, especially on the power play. He had a lot of chances last night. I could
Yeah,
say,
you saw last
right,
night.
right. Last night, everybody was like, "Shoot the puck, shoot the puck." And Luke had so many chances. And this has been a common theme in these first 3 games so far. He needs to shoot the puck more. He has a good shot. Start using it. So I want to see some more offense from him, and he just needs to be more smart. But he's a young player; he'll learn as time goes on.
If you're relying on Brendan Smith for your defense, God bless you.
It's gonna. Colin Miller will eventually be in there soon. Soon
Brendan
enough.
Smith, I watched that guy play for the
Yeah.
Rangers.
And one
for so many
question.
years. His biggest highlight was taking down Tom Wilson.
One question, right?
Fight.
Obviously, the strength of the Devils so far has been the power play, right?
Yes, correct.
33%. So you're not. I don't think you're going to mess around with any combinations of that because you're not.
Nope.
You're not touching that.
Nope.
Here's my thing. You keep saying with Luke Hughes, he's kind of been a trailer, not a tractor, right? He's with the. It's not really. He hasn't really been producing. Yet you have one of the best power play quarterbacks on your second unit in Dougie. So my question is, why is Dougie on your second unit?
Because it helps more with that second power play unit. Because Dougie is just as important to the power play as a guy like Jack Hughes or
Exactly.
Jesper Bratt is. So it's good to have guys on both power play units so you can get something out of both of them. It's not just your top power play unit producing and then your second power play unit just there to kill 40 seconds.
Yeah, but if you're throwing that first power play unit for like a minute 10, minute 15
Look,
shifts,
it's been working so far.
It has
I'm
been.
not going to change anything with it. I really like it so far. But
I don't
Luke
know if
Hughes
it's
needs to step up offensively.
know if
He has
that's
0 points through
sustainable,
3
though.
games. His brother Quinn, I bet he has like 3-4 points already this season.
Let's check the stats on that one.
Imagine he has like 0. Oh, I mean, there's no way he doesn't have.
They had
not have a
8
point.
goals in one game.
8 goals,
right?
I know. He had to be on the score sheet
So
at least
let's
once
see.
or
yeah, I
twice.
think he got like 3 points in that
Quinn
game alone.
Hughes
Really?
on the season, right?
I'm not comparing Luke and Quinn, right?
He's got
it's
they're
not-
two
4
different-
points.
But
He's got
at some
4
point, I
assists.
expect Luke to be playing at the level that Quinn's at right
Yeah,
now.
I would say
At some
Quinn-
point in the future.
I
Quinn
mean,
has 4 assists.
they're two different tiers of players right now, and they're at two different stages of their career.
Yes.
Luke Hughes is trying to make a name for himself. Quinn Hughes is the captain of an NHL franchise.
Correct.
Like they're two players. The only reason you could compare them is because they were birthed by the same mom and you have the same last name.
and they play the same position.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's their only
No,
comparison
you
as
gotta
of right now. Give him
like-
time.
Yeah, give
him
it time.
Mm-hmm.
I think
By the
Luke Hughes-
playoffs, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's
boys,
all that really matters.
that's the certified Devils rant for the day. And for the rest of the division, the Islanders 1-0. Philadelphia 1-1. Washington 1-1. It's just like last year, bro. It's just like last year so
Relative.
far, except for Pittsburgh being the big mover. It looks just like last year's team. So
Pretty much.
we're going to move on to the Atlantic Division, the final division, before we get into the pick'ems of this show. Boston's at top with 2-0 record. You know, we didn't think it'd be any different there. But look at Detroit and Ottawa starting strong, 2-1 on the season for both of these squads. Toronto also joining the fold, 2-1, with their only loss coming to, I believe, Chicago. So that's been a pretty good showing from the Leafs so far. Aside from the Chicago loss, they beat the Wild. They beat Western Conference, played Eastern Conference Toronto. No, Eastern Conference Toronto played Western Conference Toronto, with Eastern Conference Toronto coming out on top. They beat the Canadiens in a shootout. But Detroit's looked strong so far, taking down the Lightning. And then you see the Senators looking strong so far, taking down the Lightning as well. So Tampa Bay currently struggling right now. It's 1-2. Montreal's 1-1, and Florida's 1-2. And what I have to say about Florida, I don't really understand how their games have been so. The first game against Minnesota, right? They dominated, right? They fully dominated that game. They had 41 shots to Minnesota's 21, but they lost 2-0. Because Eric Gustafsson is just
Stud.
Stud. You know what I'm saying? Like, Florida dominated that game, did not get the win. And Sergei Bobrovsky, I feel like that was just, like, a couple shots just didn't go the way. They lost that game. Then Winnipeg came in and blitzed them. That didn't look good at all. Winnipeg came in there. Bobrovsky looked bad. And the Jets just took care of business in the second period, man. They had 3 goals in the second. And yesterday, it looked a lot better. I have to say, it looked a lot better
It did.
yesterday. First 2 periods, Nico Mikkola scored a goal. They weren't losing after that. You know what I'm saying? If Nico Mikkola's going to score, they're not going to lose the game.
No,
Straight
you're
up.
not. You're not.
No losing
Yeah.
game. And Buffalo's 0-2 right now, at the bottom of the division.
There's going to be a lot of overreactions with a lot of
course,
these
yeah.
teams because a lot of these teams aren't really in spots to where we think they would be. We think that Florida would be a little bit higher, Buffalo would be a little bit higher, Tampa would be a little bit higher.
Buffalo lost the Islanders and the Rangers.
Yep, I would say you think Toronto would be a little bit higher. I think Boston would be a little bit lower. Ottawa, Detroit would be a little bit lower. But
So now, with what we got so far, what are our playoff predictions for this division here? I'm feeling Toronto like always. Oh man,
I think this is the one where we.
I
can
think
see
this
the
is the
most.
one where the Lightning miss
Wow.
because of the Andre Vasilevsky injury. Really does hurt a lot because right now Jonas Johansson is in net. bro.
fantasy goalie.
Exactly, like that's you don't understand how bad.
Yeah,
that is, bro. Like
yeah.
I'm just going to stay on my preseason predictions because I still don't know what to make of this division. This was the one that was so hard to do when ranking those all out. I still got Toronto with Florida, Buffalo.
I'm gonna go with Toronto, Florida, Buffalo. Toronto, Florida, and I can't count out Boston, man. I really can't.
Yeah,
I can.
I think there is. I think there's only really two teams in this division.
Boston's the team that surprised me the most in the entire league right now.
I think there's only 2 teams in this division that are definite. I could say they're not making it, which is Detroit and Montreal. And Detroit's even a little
Detroit
iffy.
can make it.
They can make it. I don't see that. I don't see them making it. But Boston. I'm not.
I want to see how
Boston.
Detroit looks tomorrow.
I'm not counting out Boston. Ottawa. I think they could. They have a couple pieces. They could get into a wild card spot. Toronto's going to be in it. We know how.
Tomorrow's going to tell me a lot about the Red Wings. Primetime game versus an opponent that could be in the playoffs as well, on your home ice, with one of the first times just to show the national audience what the Detroit Red Wings are all about in the Yzer plan. It's going to tell me a lot. If they come out and lay an egg on the big. It's probably a red flag for the future. If they come out and they dominate the Pittsburgh Penguins, it's going to be like, all right, Detroit, that could be a real player in the Atlantic. So there's not many teams that I can say that about this early in the season, but I feel Detroit's performance tomorrow is really going to encapsulate who they're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a few takes on this division, actually. This is a very interesting division to look at right now.
It's the most unpredictable by far.
I think Ottawa, it's bound. They're bound to finally get into the playoffs this year. I really like how their team's shaped up right now. Montreal, I'm going to take a really hot take here. I think they're going to be in a mix for a playoff spot this year.
Are we saying all 8 teams are in on it?
Look,
I feel like you could make an argument for all 8 of these teams getting a spot.
I see Montreal possibly being. I'm not gonna say they're gonna make the playoffs.
The only thing
honestly,
is that Kirby Doc injury is bad.
That is brutal. But
That
know
is
what?
a bad injury.
Caulfield, 2 goals in 2 games.
If Cole, I'll say
sorry.
this: if the Montreal Canadiens make the playoffs somehow, Cole Caulfield wins the Hart.
Yes, 100%.
Absolutely.
I think if he stays healthy, he could get to the level of a type of like Jack Hughes or like Austin Matthews. I could see this guy putting up legit 50 goals this year if he stays healthy. I know that's crazy to say.
No, it's not.
It's not.
But,
no, it's not crazy to say with him.
But we know he has a scoring ability, and I feel like he could do that. If he does that, then it makes everything a lot more easier in Montreal. You have Slavkovsky, right? Mm-hmm. Who knows how 1 point in 2 games? All right, that's fine. Who knows how that's gonna work out there? Raphael Harvey-Pinard. I really liked him.
I do.
He's a solid player. Alex Newhook, who they got from Colorado. Mm-hmm. Another good player.
And then in your third line, you got guys like Tanner Pearson, Monahan, and Gallagher. Like, that's a nice third line.
Know who we haven't said? Nick Suzuki. Another great player. This team's actually not that bad, to be honest with you.
And then their defense, and then their decor. It's just players that are just they're solid players. They're not bad players.
And if they could get average goaltending, they are gonna make the playoffs. I think their goaltending is really bad right now. But if that changes, I could see them getting a playoff spot. Tampa Bay, they're gonna make a playoff spot, even though I think they're gonna get off to a really bad start by December, especially without Vasilevsky. But then, as each month goes on, leading up to April, they're gonna climb back inch by inch by inch, and they're gonna be able to sneak into a playoff spot, into a wild card spot at the very end of the season. And for Florida Panthers,
am I gonna drink Justin's Kool-Aid?
They are not gonna make the playoffs this year.
Yo,
You know what?
They are gonna be one of the only few teams in NHL history to go to the Stanley Cup final and not make it the year.
You know what?
after.
I'm in on that.
The Here's the thing: the Florida Panthers absolutely dominated the Devils. They deserve to win that game, but I just don't. I don't know. I just have that gut feeling that the Panthers are just not gonna make it. To the playoffs.
The more you're saying it, and the more I'm thinking about it, I'm in on it, and here's why. Right, the Florida Panthers last year and the year before, they're probably the best, what they're called, breakout rush offense in the National Hockey League, right? Mm-hmm. That's how they scored their goals, right? That's not a sustainable way to play hockey, right? And you could tell in the first couple games, and maybe, again, it's just chemistry issues, it's, injury issues, but that's a real thing. They got guys who are going to be out for a while, right? When the Panthers get set up, right? And they have to run a real NHL offense. It gets a little wonky. And the Panthers, they put up numbers with that, again, like Connor said, the first game, 41 shots, right? Shots, I believe, are the most misleading stat in the National Hockey League in terms of team offense, right?
You got to look at chances.
Exactly. There's shots with the shots. You could take a shot from the blue line and get on net and it gets recorded as a shot, right? Mm-hmm. If the goalie sees it the whole way, you're just throwing the puck on net. That's not doing anything. but it's still going to get labeled as a shot, and you're going to think like, wow, what the, they put one on. They had a good offensive shift that series. No, that's not how that works, right? And I could totally see Florida not missing it, or not missing the playoffs. And it's not like Florida where it was this team in the regular season that was dominant. They were just like what were they, like a 91, 92, 93 point team?
They sneaked in.
Yeah, they were the 8th seed for a reason. Like, I don't know. The more you think about it, the more I'm in on it. But I don't want to be 100% all in because I could totally see just Matthew Tkachuk carrying this team.
I mean,
I don't know.
They don't need carrying. They have other guys to help out now. Evan Rodriguez has been actually going off in the first 3 games of the season.
Penguins legend.
Reinhart, Verhaeghe, like they and obviously Barkov, like they have the forward group there, but them on the blue line though they are lacking a little bit, I would say.
Yeah, Montour and Ekblad are hurt right now, but once they're
that
back,
hurts.
Once they're back, then it'll get better. But right now, it's
well, gang, that wraps up the divisional talk now. So I want to get into the most fun segment here, and then we'll get into one more thing. We're getting into the pick'ems, baby. So this year we're doing things differently. We have pick'ems this year for the entire NHL season, and I am going to be telling everybody who's in first place and so forth. We have a tie for first right now. In the pick'ems universe, AJ Chasan and Daniel Amoya.
damn it, not
W.
Daniel.
Let's go.
24 points
Let's go.
at the very top of pick'ems. Third place, me, 21. Fourth place is Devils Fanatics with 19. And then Tanner missed a day, so he says 16. And
You know what? I'm only 3 behind, and I missed today. I'll take it.
And then Alex is in last at 13 because he also missed a day. So that's the rate right now we're going at. And we're going to do picks live on air as we go. So, boys, first game, Vancouver, Philadelphia. In Philly, I'm taking the Canucks.
I'm taking the Canucks as well.
I don't know. Give me a sec. It's tough.
Alex is taking the Nucks. Daniel taking the Flyers.
Give me the Flyers.
Give him the Flyers.
Give me the Flyers.
Give the Devils, boys.
We have a
the
split 3 and 3.
Are you jotting this down, Connor?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how he knows That's how he knows the points.
All right, gee. I know, because usually we put in the chat. That's why. I'm making
Yeah,
sure.
I got all this down.
I'm making
so
sure.
next one up on the list here. 7 o'clock start. Minnesota heading to Montreal to take on the Canadiens. And give me the Habs, baby.
Give me the Wild.
I'll take the Wild.
We just talked about how good they could be. Give me the Habs.
Yes, sir. Tanner and I taking Montreal. Everybody else rocking Minnesota for this game. Western Conference, Toronto doesn't scare me, man. The next up now, Buffalo, Tampa Bay. The 0-2 Sabres take on the 1-2 Lightning at home. Sabres get their first win on ESPN tonight.
The Sabres also will get their first win tonight. I will go Buffalo as well.
The Sabres will also get their first win tonight.
The Sabres will not get their first.
The only man taking the Lightning,
Give me the Lightning.
Tanner Price. He's
Tanner needs-
soloing. It's a swing game for him.
I
You need that for a point.
I know. I had a couple years though where I was like, I think this is the year that the Lightning fall off, and I was always wrong about it. So I just learned to just not bet against them because it would be, I think this is the year the Lightning fall off. Oh, and then they beat my team in the conference final.
Now-
so that was a fun time.
Next one up here. Pike Boys, Islanders. Give me the Pike Boys.
Give me Pike.
Pike.
Oh, we have a tough
Referencing the
one.
Coyotes, by the way.
We have a tough one here. Give me the Yotes.
Everyone,
Yotes.
first
Give me the
unanimous game. Everyone
the
is
Yotes.
taking the Coyotes tonight.
I can't in my heart
Choose the Islanders.
We can't switch, but
Choose the
I
New York
kind of want
Islanders.
to take the Islanders now because everyone's taking the Coyotes. But you can't do that. It's against the rules. We are locked in Arizona.
Edmonton, Nashville. In Nashville,
Edmonton will get
Oilers
their first
get their
win.
first win. That's how I'm feeling about it. Yeah.
Let's go.
Oilers are getting their first win.
Play La Bamba, baby.
What'd you say?
Play La Bamba, baby. Oilers.
Oilers. And in the chat now, Oilers being picked by Daniel. Alex will be swing gaming the Nashville Predators.
Wow.
Swing games are like, an interesting thing when it comes to pick'ems. Like, it's just the most crucial of moments right there. And that's where Alex Daly will be sitting tonight. Well, the Nashville Predators take on the Oilers there. So, moving on to the next game. LA versus Winnipeg. Give me the Jets.
I'm also going with the Jets.
I will take the Kings.
Ooh, he's switching it up here. AJ and I are rocking with the Jets, and Justin will be rocking with the Kings.
Tanner, who you got?
Give me Winnipeg.
And Tanner's rocking Winnipeg in the chat. Kings being rocked by Alex and Daniel, so it's an even 3-3 split on this one. Daniel rocking with the Kings, Justin rocking with the Kings, Alex rocking with the Kings, everybody else, Winnipeg. I love when it's split evenly. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's
so nice.
It's going to move up and down the standings.
3 more games. Now we get into the 10 p.m. Western Coast slot. Colorado, Seattle. Give me the Avs keeping it going.
Give me the Colorado Avalanche.
Give me Seattle get their first win tonight.
Ooh, okay.
I'm agreeing with Mr. Fanatics right here. Give me the Kraken.
Give me the Kraken. Double split 2 different ways.
On the live show. And both guys in the chat, Daniel and Alex, are taking the Avs.
Both of them taking the Avs. So, all right, we got a little 4-on-3 action there. As that one goes, Avs Kraken. Next game up here, Carolina San Jose. Give me the Canes all day, every day, bro.
Give me the Canes as well.
Hurricanes.
Give me the Hurricanes.
And in chat, I believe everyone, another unanimous game, everyone is taking the Canes. Last game of the night, Dallas, Vegas.
I think this is also the best game of the night.
Of course. And
sure.
Vegas is going to keep pushing through. 4-0
Give
for the
me
Knights.
give me Dallas to spoil Vegas.
Give me Dallas as well.
Give me Vegas.
AJ and Justin taking the Dallas. I'll be taking Vegas with
Alex has
Tanner.
Vegas, and Daniel has Dallas.
Oh, another 3-3 split. Daniel taking the Dallas Stars. Alex taking the Vegas Golden Knights. And that's pick'ems, everybody. We got a whole split going on. Some swing games in there if I can find them. Alex swinging the Preds by himself. Tanner swinging the Lightning by himself. But aside from that, all splits. A couple unanimous games. We're all with the Pike boys. We're all taking the Hurricanes. Let's see if we're right, guys. Let's see who's right. You know, yesterday we all took the Leafs. They lost. So we might have cursed the Canes and the Coyotes today.
We might have.
We might have. We're going to find out the hard way.
I'm beating myself now for not picking the Islanders.
He wanted it. He wanted it.
It's
But
against the rules, though.
It's against the rules.
Against the
And
rules.
we know we'll be back there as time goes on for the rest of the games of the week. Tomorrow's only 2 games. Big slate on Thursday.
I already know my picks.
Small slate on Friday. Friday is Devils Islanders.
Let's go.
With the
They better
Hellraisers
win.
there, who will be picking the Islanders at UBS? What are you going to spoil their debut?
I know how I'm picking that game.
Well, we're not. We're doing the Hellraisers thing in March.
Oh, it's
actually.
in March. My
So,
mistake.
Me and Daniel end up getting a couple tickets for free.
Just for
so,
that game
Yeah,
on
for
Friday.
that
Got it.
game,
You know what? I'm a spoil a Friday pick right now. I'm taking the Islanders.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be the
I'm
Islanders,
taking
dude.
the Islanders in that game.
Every single time I go to that arena, I'm just like expecting misery.
You're expecting misery,
Mm-hmm.
he says. So, now, AJ sent me a little article. But before I get into that, I just want to let's talk about the Owen Power extension real quick. I believe this man copped himself a 7-year deal worth a ton of money.
It was a
If I
good
can
deal.
find
It was a good deal for a good player. I was-
7 years, $8.35 million. That's around like $57 million, $58 million.
That's a great deal for Buffalo.
Great deal.
Yeah, I
Gets
think
paid more than Jack Hughes.
Really.
Did we just hold up? And I know I'm guilty of this too today. Did we just forget the breaking
Number
the ice
86.
rule?
Sorry.
I didn't
Quinn's
say.
brother.
I said number 86 when we were talking about the Devils.
My bad. my bad.
I broke the rule too today. So
So
It's week. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
all right,
It's fine.
it's week 1.
It's not week. It's
week
week 1
2.
of the season. Yeah, it's
Okay.
week 1 of the season. And Owen Power, big contract for him. We were at his first goal. I never forget. I was at his first goal.
There you go.
It was Devils Sabres, of course, and that was the Hamburglar was the goaltender. Scored a dump in on him. It was a great game
There you go.
and phenomenal.
I mean,
Funny
I
little-
think Buffalo has just built such a good team that I think in the next couple of years will be a team to be messed with. They'll be one of the top teams in the Atlantic Division, rivaling Toronto. They've just built such a great roster, a lot of young players. Owen Power included. You got Tage Thompson. You got Rasmus Dahlin. I think they're just bound.
They're just bound.
I think this is the year that they get the monkey off their back for the playoffs.
Hey.
And I just really think that this team is going to. I think in the next 5 years they have a very good chance of winning a Stanley Cup.
And one more thing outside of Buffalo here, but they're an upcoming team. They can totally make the playoffs. Trade a few hours ago was a trade between the Penguins and the Canucks. Mark Friedman and Ty Glover headed to Vancouver. Jack Rathbone and Carol Plassic headed
Jack
to
Rathbone on my hockey
headed to
team.
Pittsburgh. AJ, what does this do for your squad?
Just deepens the roster, frees a little bit of cap. Mark Friedman, who's kind of stuck in that seventh defenseman role. They got guys there that they also that they like with that just as much. So it clears off Friedman's one-way contract with that off the roster, gets it to Vancouver. Vancouver with that he'll probably play on their third pair. It helps out that deal more than it does for the Penguins as of right now, but it just frees up a little bit of space, and it's valuable because I got read a stat 14 teams because of the salary cap right now don't have enough money to call up a player.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They don't have they call up a player. I think Daniel sent that stat in the group chat with a few hours ago. It was along the lines of that. I'm
And now,
just kind of paraphrasing, but
for the last 9 minutes of the show, AJ sent me a little article, the top 100 players in ESPN list.
we'll react to the top
And
25
we're
really
doing
quick.
a reaction to the top 25, boys. So the ESPN staff let this one go yesterday. I'm going to list off the top 25. So at number
It's
25,
bad.
It's bad.
It's a bad list.
Charlie McAvoy, number 25.
I like it. I like
Really?
it. I like
I'm
Charlie
looking at
McAvoy.
I'm looking at this list too. I'm gonna follow where.
Just keep. I would say rapid fire. Keep this going.
Number 24, Braden Point. Love that guy. Pretty
said
solid, man.
Solid spot for him.
And I'm fixing my headset right now. Okay. Number 23, Sidney Crosby.
Awful.
Yeah.
It was a
Where do you think you should be?
top 15.
I think so too.
Top 15.
Good, good.
23 is crazy.
At first, I thought you were gonna be like, "Oh, you should be out of the top 25." I'm like, "No way, AJ is gonna say that."
No,
I'm
I would say
looking-
Crosby. He's not a top. I don't think he's a top 10 player, but top 15, absolutely. Top out of the top
He
20,
was 13th
absurd.
last year.
Uh,
This year he's ranked 23.
Out of the top 20 is absurd.
I'm looking also at this list. There is a bunch of guys in a span that, I'm gonna spoil. These are guys that aren't on.
I'll
this
get
list.
there. Hold on.
Okay.
22, Sebastian Aho.
Like him above Sidney Crosby's
It's-
absurd.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then 21, Tim Stützle.
Stützle.
That's
Because
absurd too.
Tim Stützle's on there. Let's look at guys that are.
Tim Stützle was a 90 point player, like at
Could
21.
you say? Tim Stützle? What is he ranked?
21.
21, 11 higher than Artemi Panarin. That's crazy. I'm sorry. Panarin is a certified. He's a goal scorer. He's great at assists.
As of right now, yeah.
Yes, in the playoffs, he's. That's
Yeah.
Stützle was 85
but
last
also,
year. This year,
but
20.
also Stützle, he hasn't played in the playoffs, so I don't know what you're giving me.
Yeah, 20, Mitch Marner.
Mitch Marner, 20. 12th
Yeah.
last year, now 20.
That's insane. Him at that he again that he's a top 15 player as well.
Yeah, I agree.
That's insane.
Number 19, Brady Tkachuk, captain of the Sens.
I feel like. What do you think? I feel like that's a bit high for me.
That's a bit high.
Just a little bit.
That's
Just
a
a
bit
tad.
high.
bit.
Just a little high. He's a good player though. He's a really
He's a
good
good
player.
player.
Number
He's a good-
18, Victor Hedman.
Oh,
Not after last season.
that's not.
I don't like it.
He's not a top 20 player in the league. I'm sorry.
No,
Used to be, of course.
of
Used
course.
to be.
Fringe. I would say 17. Kirill
Kirill
Kaprizov.
Kaprizov, 17.
Honestly, he should be.
He
in
should
the
be
top
higher.
10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he should be in the
yeah.
top 10.
Number 16,
He
Elias
carries the wild top 6.
Pedersen.
I like that spot for him. He deserves. He deserves. His
So do I.
credit.
I think he'll be a top
Pedersen.
10 player after this year.
Yeah,
Right outside the
Pedersen's
top
a player.
15 feels good for me.
And number 15, my man Alexander Barkov.
Wow.
That's high.
That's a little high.
That's
Go.
high. Like we're just talking centers, Barkov, Pedersen, and even guys like Kachuk and Stützle, like they're not better. Aho, they're not better than Crosby. But that's what's being upset
Barkov
about
didn't
this.
even really. It was Kachuk who carried that team last year. It wasn't even Barkov in there making.
Barkov's a really good player. Like
He's a really good player, but I don't know
He's
if he's top
top-
15.
he's like top 25.
Yeah, he's top 25. I don't know about top 15.
14, Connor Hellebuck.
Connor Hellebuck there.
This is insane because I looked earlier in the thing, and they have Hellebuck at 14 and they have Sorokin and Shesterkin at like 28 and 29.
That's
crazy.
bad.
That is
That's
crazy.
bad.
If you're gonna
you
put-
can't look at me with a straight face and say Connor Hellebuyck is that much better than those two guys.
Okay,
Those two
that's
guys
what I'm saying. Those three goalies should be 29, 28, 27.
Yeah, they should be. They should.
All
be.
in a row.
Yeah.
13, Adam Fox.
13
Yeah.
Adam Fox.
I put him in the top 10.
Easily in
Yeah.
the top 10. Easily. 12, Jason Robertson.
Top 10.
Top 10 as
10.
well. 11, Matthew Tkachuk. Top 10.
Top 10.
Oh my
Top 10.
God.
I mean,
11
there's just so
had
many.
the
MVP
No,
candidate.
it could just be that there's so many
Absolutely
guys that we
amazing.
say are in the top 10, and then they're just not. They're
No
they have to be
shot. I
ranked
didn't
here.
even see that.
All
I'm
right, so we
scrolling
got
as
two.
you
All
say.
right, so we got three guys that we think are going to be in the top 10. So let's go off the top 10. David Pastrnak at number 10.
Yeah.
Yes,
Top
he
10.
belongs to
He
that.
Oh,
deserves
number
it.
9 is great, bro.
Number 9, Jack Eichel.
Does not belong.
Wow.
Top 20.
Top
Top 20.
Top 20, not top 10.
Top 20, not top 10.
8, Nikita Kucherov.
Yeah.
Top
yeah.
10.
20, not top 10.
Top 15, right?
No, that's top 10.
Top 10.
He's top 10.
Yeah.
Miko Rantanen at number 7.
Yeah.
Oh, he just puts up good numbers every
I
season.
feel like he should be
Like,
at 11.
quote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just yeah.
At 11. This one's nuts to me. 6, Leon Draisaitl.
He should be, honestly, he should be number 2 or number 3.
Yes,
Yeah.
6 is insane. 5, Austin Matthews.
Oh, yeah, he's top 10.
Yeah, he's top 10.
He's top 10. Yeah.
4, 86.
Number 86
That's
at 4
I don't. He should be 8.
That
He
is
should be. He should be like
insane.
8 or 9.
That's
Because
insane.
honestly, Matthews. I take Matthews, Draisaitl.
Like if you're a
um,
Devils
and-
fan
and-
today,
and
because
Pastrnak
you can't
over
look.
him.
You
if
can't
you're a
look,
Devils fan today, and the Oilers were like straight up Leon for Jack, you're doing that.
yeah, you're doing that. You-
Leon Draisaitl or Jack
yes.
Hughes.
Oh
You're
my
doing
god.
that.
Oh my god. In a second.
And you're doing it for Austin
Oh my
Matthews.
god. In a second.
Wait, all right. Go over the trade again.
Straight up,
Jack
Leon
Hughes?
for Jack.
The trade is
No,
1-for-1.
Leon Draisaitl is 28 years old. Jack Hughes is 22.
You're still doing it.
Jack Hughes.
If I'm
By
in
the
the
end-
window that I am right now, because Devils
still
have a
doing
lot
it.
of guys that
Yes, you are.
won't be playing.
I would
won't be playing
never.
hockey in 5 years. I'm taking Leon Draisaitl for a cup run right now.
I would
Absolutely.
never. No,
take him to a cup
1000%.
run.
I'd never do
86,
it. I'd
86.
never
Connor.
do it. I'd never do it.
Connor,
Because
you're
The only
you're Tom
the only player in this league I would trade for Jack Hughes is Connor McDavid. That's it. And I'm not saying that guys like Cale Makar or Nathan McKinnon are not better than him.
No,
It's
you're
just
trading-
Jack Hughes is
you're
only
trading Jack Hughes for
Jack
Cale
Hughes
Makar.
is 22
Oh
years
my
old,
God, I'm trading
and
Jack
he's
Hughes
gonna
for
be
Cale
a
Makar
top
in a
3
second.
player by the end of the season.
Yo, Connor.
But I
you're
wouldn't-
Tom Fitzgerald, right? Edmonton calls you. Leon for Jack Hughes. You doing it?
Heck no.
I'll do it.
No.
Yes, you're doing it.
I
Yes,
need
you're
Daniel
doing
here.
it. You're
Daniel's
doing
just
it.
gonna.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yes, you're doing
I
it.
need Daniel here. That's
I'm doing it.
absolutely
Alright.
ridiculous.
I'm trading.
All right,
trading
that
him-
will be the lead topic next week.
That's the
That's
Instagram
insane.
clip
I'm
right here,
trading
baby.
him for.
That's insane.
I'm
Book
trade-
it. I was like, write it down, book it. That's the lead topic next
maybe
week.
I'm trading
maybe
him
if
for-
Draisaitl was 22 years old,
No.
maybe.
Yes,
I'm
you're still
trading-
doing it.
I'm
No.
trading.
All right,
86
number 3, Nate McKinnon. Actually, we already know the top 3. Nate McKinnon's 3, McCarr's 2, McDavid's 1. Fine. We got 2 minutes. Let's keep talking about this. You're doing it in a second.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
It
Let's
makes
see.
all right. Here's my explanation. Jack Hughes will be a top 3 player by the end of the season.
Okay.
Like I have no doubt
Leon
in that.
Draisaitl is a top 3 player right now.
Leon
All right, that's
Draisaitl
great.
will be
That's
there
great.
better.
That's great. And by the
I'm
end of
not-
the season, he won't. He'll be a
In the
top
top-
5
yeah,
player.
he'll be
Yo,
a top
Hey,
who's-
guess
player.
what? By the end
Yo,
of the season,
Tanner, after
Leon
season, who's gonna be
Draisaitl
better?
Will be 29 years old.
Yo, Tanner.
Okay.
Yo, Tanner.
and
After,
Jack Hughes would only
I'm
be
taking-
22 still.
yo, Tanner. After the season, who's still gonna be better, Leon Draisaitl or Jack Hughes?
Leon
It's gonna be Jack.
Draisaitl.
It's
Leon
gonna be Jack.
Draisaitl.
It's gonna be
Draisaitl.
Jack.
Yo, after next year, who's gonna be better? Leon
Leon
Draisaitl.
Draisaitl.
Leon
Leon
It's gonna
Draisaitl.
be Jack
Like
Hughes.
this is
Leon
crazy
Draisaitl.
because I'm not taking 86. I am not taking him. If I'm building a team, I'm not taking him over Austin
insane.
Matthews. I'm not taking him over Austin Matthews.
Yeah, if
I-
you're Toronto, what's that? They call
Oh
you
my God.
Austin Matthews for Jack Hughes.
Oh my! If you're the Devils,
Heartbeat
if you're
you're
the Devil,
doing it.
if you're the Devils, and they say 86.
You're even doing it with
they
Colorado
say-
for McKinnon.
They say 86 for Matthews.
Yes,
what
you
are you
are.
doing? You're not taking that. You're not taking it. Wow, that's crazy.
For Jack Hughes for Nathan McKinnon.
We have found our Instagram clip. boys.
Wow.
We have
I don't
found
like
the
it.
edge clip.
I feel like we should all debate about this because I feel like if Dan was
We
here, I
only
feel
have
like
1
he was
minute,
I'm
supporting
sadly,
it.
taking.
man.
I'm taking.
Again, this
Because-
is the lead
because-
for next episode.
This is the lead
here's,
for next
because here's the
episode.
thing. Here's the thing. They have Jason Robertson and 80. They have Jason Robertson at 12, and they have Luke's brother at 4. They had similar seasons. Did the same thing happen. Robertson had a breakout.
Yeah.
86 had a breakout.
Yeah.
It's not that different. It's not that different.
Connor, Toronto. You doing that? Jack Hughes for Austin Matthews. With the Devils. What's that? You trading Jack Hughes for Austin Matthews?
Yeah.
You're doing heartbeat, right?
Jack will be better by
Age,
than
contract,
Austin
all
Matthews
of
by the
that
end
put
of the
together.
season.
I'm taking Matthews in a heartbeat.
Jack will be better than Austin Matthews by the end of the season. Jack will be a top 3 player. The only 2 players that will be better than Jack Hughes by the end of the season are Connor McDavid and Kale McCarr. That's
Matthew
it.
Tkachuk, baby.
And Leon Draisaitl and Austin
Leon
Matthews.
Draisaitl,
no,
Austin Matthews.
no.
David Posner.
Yes.
Listen, I have a
Well,
question.
boys,
I have a
you're
question.
listening to the top of the hour here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and Tanner has a question.
No, I'll leave it till next week.
We'll save it for next week, boys. We got the greatest debate of hockey coming up next week. Hopefully, Daniel's here to back his boy up right now. What's the bat signal? We need the Devils report signal. Justin's calling it in right now. But hey,
He won't show up.
stick around next week for some more great hockey content. That was 90.3 WMSC's very own Breaking the Ice. Peace.